Greetings. Hello there. It's Jason Capital. How are you doing? Hope the answer was fantastic. So, got a question, going to answer today from Dan. It's a good one. Maybe something you want to know about. He says, hey Jason, hope you are killing it right now, like you usually do. FYI, I am. He says, I have a question though. I can create attraction very quickly with all my playfully challenging girls and qualifying. I can get to rapport with girls and get deep with them when I choose to, but how do I move into seduction and sleep with them? Thanks. Dan. All right, Dan. Here's the deal, all right? I'm going to give you a tip here. I'm going to do things to your mind. It's going to be really good for you. So, you know how to create attraction, you know how to create the connection, you know how to get into that deep rapport, and you're challenging and qualifying and challenging even more, and that's beautiful. And I assume you're alone with these girls, okay? Obviously, you can't seduce in a group setting. It's a little bit harder. You can do it, especially if it's on a dance floor, but like if you're just chilling in a group of people, you're like friends at like a table, and there's this girl you're talking to, and you want to like make a move on her, you don't do it in front of everyone else, all right? That's common sense rule number one. So you get her alone, right, and you guys are talking, you're chilling, everything good. Now here's one of my secrets, all right? And if you've read 77 Ways, then you know this. If you haven't, then you probably get laid 10% as often as you should. But it's a whole other video for another story. So here's the secret, okay? When you're talking with her, what I want you to do is just randomly make a comment. Look at her hands and be like, you have big hands, don't you? You have really big hands, okay? It's out of nowhere. And it's kind of teasing, it's funny. But what it's going to do is, you have really big hands. Let me see those, okay? Let me see. Gives you an opportunity to look at her hands for a second. And this obviously creates physical touch, which is a good way to start sparking the tension and get this seduction thing going. But you have really big hands, don't you? Let me see. And of course, she's going to play back and be like, no. And you grab the hands and you look at them, and you're like, oh, not as big as I thought they were. Or, you know, they're huge. It doesn't matter what you say. Like, oh, you have man hands. You could say whatever you want. Okay, but you have really big hands, don't you? So you're going to take them for a second, like a leading move. And then here's the key. You don't hold on to them, okay? Take the hand. You have really big hands. You throw them away. Throw that shit away, all right? Like it's dog shit in your hair, you're like, ugh, get off me. Don't actually do that. But you have really big hands, don't you? You look at them for a second, and then you just throw them away, okay? Now, the taking the hands and leading, that's all like dominant and masculine, and that's cool, and it gets a touch going and everything. But it's the throwing them away that sparks that sexual tension, okay? It's good, okay? The way you really build the tension is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So you take the hands, that's 2 steps forward, and then you throw them away, that's 1 step back. All right, so now you got tension going a little bit. And what you're gonna do is once you've done that, now the physical barrier is good, touch is easy, it's natural, it's obvious, like you guys just playfully touch each other. That's what you do, right? Playfully touch, sounds really creepy. Playfully touch each other, all right? But that's what you're gonna do, all right? Throw them away. Go back to talking, chilling, doing whatever it is you're doing, having that great conversation, making her love you. And then, a couple minutes later, okay, just mid-conversation when you guys are like getting deeper, just like grab her. What I do is we're just talking, I'll just like grab her hands and I'll just like look at them. Don't like hold them like a little like this, like creepy, and just like hold them. That's like so weird. Don't do that, okay? Instead, just like sometimes I'll just grab the hands and I'll just look at them while I'm like continue. Just like I'm just like looking at them like there's some foreign object. It's kind of funny, and then I'll throw them away again, right? And then later on I'll say, let me see how big your hands are, and then we'll do the thing where like you compare like hands and you see how much bigger someone's hands. And then it's like once you're doing this, okay, that's good. Looks like I'm praying in the camera, but once you're doing this and you're like comparing or whatever, now all this physical touch is happening with the hands, and you can interlace the fingers for a second, and you can throw them away, or you can just hold it, or you can move her in. Like there's a lot of things you can do. Makes it really easy. Here's why this works. Who in your life do you hold hands with that you're not related to? Well, you hold hands obviously when you're younger with like brothers and sisters or family members or grandparents or parents or whatever. But the only other people that you really hold hands with in your life are the people that you're like your significant others, people that you fuck, that you sleep with, that you make out with, that you hook up with. Okay, so basically it's like you're doing things that people lost the word there. You're doing things that people who hook up with each other already do. So you're doing them first, so it's like it's already the fact that you guys are going to hook up is already assumed, and that's triggered back to her subconscious because you guys are doing things with the hands like that. So once you have really big hands, don't you throw them away, keep talking, look at them later, compare them, whatever, holding hands. And once you're doing this, it makes it really easy to just slow it down. Okay. Look in her eyes, look at her lips, look at her eyes, and kiss the fuck out of her. I'm Jason Capital.